Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna be looking at Star Wars The Black Series, Pyke Soldier from the Book of Boba Fett. If you watched my previous video, then you know that this is my first, not just Black Series, but action figure in general in the year 2024. So we are starting with the Black Series and we are starting with a troop builder. It's a nice addition to the line. I'm not someone who is overwhelmed with this release because I decided to get this guy in order to have a free shipping from Hasbro Pulse EU, and I talked about it before. This release would be even better if Hasbro decided to give us an alternative faceplate with a different color, because as you probably know, in the show these guys had different color faceplates, and so if Hasbro included that in this release, that would be an even better army builder. But as is, we are getting this guy like this. Does that mean that down the line Hasbro will reuse this body mold, which is a new body mold, and release this guy with a different color faceplate? We shall see, but for now let's first take a look at this packaging. It's a standard Galaxy type packaging with window showing the figure and two brand new accessories. Down here, Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett Pyke Soldier. On the side we see a nice artwork showing the Pyke Soldier and a little bit of blurred background. In the back, a short bio and the same illustration. Pyke Soldier is number 7 in the Book of Boba Fett line. Nothing on the other side, nothing at the top, legalese at the bottom. But now let's open this box and let's take a look at the figure. So here is our Pyke Soldier fresh out of the box, and as is, like this, the figure does look good. It has nice proportions, nothing is loose on the figure, the joints are fine, and as previously mentioned, this is a whole new sculpt. It's a new addition to the line. It's great to add another character to the shelf, no matter what you think about the show. You can see that all around the figure is nicely sculpted. I like the colors. And now let's take a closer look at the figure. I think that the head sculpt turned out to be really good. I like the design of these guys, these fish heads that have a long backside of the head, and the sculpt is really nice. As you can see, there isn't any weathering on it, so that's a shame, but that's a standard for this line. But in terms of sculpt, it is really good. There are some different shades of color here, kind of dark greenish blue and then dark gray in the back, and then we have these mask parts like plates that are shrinking, moving towards the face. And speaking on the face, it does look really good. The mask is nicely sculpted, it's shiny, so that's great. It has that metallic feeling. As you can see, the surface of the mask reflects the light, so that's great. We have these tubes around the mouth and then the part where the mouth should be. The eyes look good. You can see that there is even some weathering, some scuff on the face mask. It's a shame that this mask is not removable, because I would love to see those fish-like faces underneath the mask. Maybe someday Hasbro will release that version as well. Around the neck is a scarf piece that is a separate part. As you can see, it is movable. And then we have this softer overlay on the upper part of the body. The sculpt is nice. There is some texture on it. We have these buttons that represent maybe rankings, and underneath is a shirt. Not much going on it. We have this yellowish stripe. Tunic is sculpted in a way that it wrinkles, like it bunches up behind the belt, and we have a strap here above the belt. In the back you can see that they sculpted a huge hood that looks really good, and it also has texture on it and some wrinkles on the inner side, and then some more wrinkles underneath the hood. The arms look good as well. Nothing much going on them except these beautifully sculpted wrinkles. And then we have the gloves with a little bit of detail on them. There is a button here that is not painted, and then the belt and this lower part of the tunic are one connected piece. Here is the back with some more wrinkles and texture. The pouch is nicely sculpted. There isn't any wash on it. The front of the belt we have the buckle and a few other sculpted details that do have some silver paint on it, so that's good. As I said, this is all one piece, and you can see that this part here is connected to both side pieces, so that will probably hinder the articulation a little bit. It would be maybe a better choice if they made a cut on both sides as well. That would probably give us a bit more room to articulate the legs, but they didn't do that because that would break the sculpt. It's hard to see because this is hard to remove, but these legs still have a tie cut, so it's obviously manufactured before Hasbro decided to move away from that articulation point. But the pants are plain, nothing much going on them. We have some wrinkles on the lower part of the leg going inside of the boot, and the boots look good. There are some sculpted lines and ridges here as well. I'm not sure if this is like the material bunching up, or is this something that should represent kind of technical detail. And on the boots we see some more sculpted details and lines, but because there is no wash, it kind of looks plain and plasticky. But if you are into customizing with a little bit of dark wash on the whole body, this figure would look probably even better. Now let's take a look at his accessories. He comes with two unique weapons for the Black Series line. This is the first time that we are getting these, and this is his smaller pistol blaster, and as usual the sculpt is really nice. The plastic is sturdy enough, there is a little bit of softness in it, but it is good. I love the way that Hasbro sculpts these small technical details. If you can see them on camera, there is even that texture on the handle. Everything is really well sculpted, but the problem is that without any metallic wash or dark wash on these weapons, they look plasticky and plain. But same as I said for the figure, if you want you can put some dry brushing on these weapons and they would probably look even better. And then the other one is his rifle, a larger weapon that has all the same qualities that I said about the gun and the same issues that I said about the gun. I feel like this plastic is a bit more sturdier than the gun, but the sculpt is great, some texture here in the back, the scope looks good. I feel like there is no trigger on this weapon, but all in all the sculpt is really good, and as I said, this is a new sculpt, a new addition to the Black Series line, so that's always great to see. There is no holster on the figure, so he can't storage his weapons, he has to carry them in his hands, and as you can see, both hands are trigger finger hands, so technically he can use both guns at the same time. The gun slides in, no problem there, so it does look good. And for the rifle, what you need to do, because this is a closed piece and here is the handle, you have to slide the handle between the fingers like this, so that the handle is in the palm and the thumb is on the inside of this loop. And then you just figgle it a little bit so that the trigger finger comes inside where the trigger should be, and there we go. Now he's holding his rifle. Obviously this is meant to be used with both hands, but I just wanted to show you guys that he can hold it pretty well. And just for a quick pose, here he is holding both of his weapon accessories. Now let's take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck are on a ball joint, and so that gives us a nice range of movement, even though it will be probably limited because of the general design of the head. He can look down this much, up just a little bit. We get a little bit side to side movement, and the head can rotate 360. There is a butterfly joint hidden underneath this overlay. The arm rotates 360 and they move out this much. Single bend in the elbow gives us this much, and the elbow swivels. The wrist swivels, and the right hand has the up and down hinge, while the left one has the in and out hinge. There is a cut in the lower part of the torso, so that gives us side to side movement, a little bit of tilt. He crunches forward a little bit back. As I already said, there is a tie cut. Legs move out only this much, and this is a problem because of that tunic overlay that hinders the articulation of the legs. Legs move forward this much, back this much. Single bend in the knee gives us this much, and the knee swivels. Feet move forward this much, back all the way. We have a nice ankle pivot and pec holes at the bottom of his feet. And I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but down here it says that this figure was produced in 2022 by Hasbro. Let's now compare this guy with some other figures. Here he is with the Black Series Beskar Mandalorian with custom soft goods cape and the Black Series Throne Room Boba Fett. Here he is with the Black Series Tusken Raider and the Black Series Titan Boba Fett. Here he is with the Black Series Chrysanthemum and the Black Series Fennec Shan. And to see how he scales with the SH Figure Arts line, here he is with the SH Figure Arts Din Djarin Mandalorian, the previous version, not the latest one, and the SH Figure Arts Boba Fett that comes in a set with the throne. And then, if you guys want to see how he scales with Mafex Star Wars figures, here he is with Mafex Mandalorian, and this is not the latest one, this is the previous version, and Mafex IG-11. And so, overall, I can say that I do like this release. It's not the most exciting character, but it still represents a character from the Star Wars universe. It's a nice trooper, a nice army builder, and it will go great with the rest of your Book of Boba Fett figures, especially if you are a fan of the show. I mean, Pykes are characters that were represented in other shows as well. They are not specific just for the Book of Boba Fett, so I'm sure that there are a lot of different Star Wars fans out there who will probably want to have this representation in their collection. The overall look of this figure is good. The paint is lacking, but that's something that's a standard for a long time now in this line. The faceplate is done beautifully, and we did get 2 new weapon accessories, so that's good. The figure is lacking wash, that would make it look even better. That lower tunic part is hindering the articulation of the legs, so that is a minus. But now I would love to hear you guys. What do you think about this release? Is this something that you're interested in? Is this a character that you'll be buying for your collection? If so, will you be buying only one, or do you plan on army building these guys? As I said, it's a shame that Hasbro didn't include an alternative, different colored faceplate. That's a missed opportunity, at least that's how I feel. Stay tuned for a posing video for this guy, that one will be on the channel soon. I have to say special thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping me to continue to make these videos for you guys, and to all of you guys out there, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.